What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Sunday Model Cars and Coffee. This one almost did make it. Almost did make it. We got hit with a little bit of a snowstorm last night, and I just got back from work. And I had totally forgotten that I hadn't done this yet. So, good for you guys that I don't have a good memory, though. I can't explain how I remembered to do this. But anyway, this week's, we're going to talk about a model that's kind of special. They're all kind of special. But this one, so when I was a kid, and when I say kid, I mean 14, 15-ish. 14, 15, somewhere in there. So I come from a car family. You guys, that's no secret. You guys all know that. My mom had a few classic cars, and one of our favorite pastimes, believe it or not, was we'd hop in the car Friday, Saturday nights, and we would cruise the Miracle Mile. So there's there's 3 towns that are right near each other where I grow up. You have Dover, Somersworth, and Rochester. So I grew up in Somersworth. But there's a road. It starts in Dover. Well, it doesn't. Oh, it really could start at either end. So it goes from Dover straight up through. You go all the way up through the center of Dover, all the way up through the center into Somersworth, straight through Somersworth into Rochester, downtown Rochester, and it loops. So at the Rochester end, it loops around. And it goes down, and you can go back the other way, and you get to Dover, and it does the same thing. It loops around through the mills. There's a bunch of old, it's a mill town, so there's a bunch of old mills that have been converted into office buildings, condos, blah, 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 right? So it's like it's a big circle is what it is. And we used to hop in whatever car she had at the time. She had, for a while, she had the yellow Dodge Colt. For a while, she started out with the Monte Carlo that I ended up with later on in high school. So we would cruise the Miracle Mile, they would call it. And there was a few people that did that. And I never really got a chance to talk with them or have a conversation with this gentleman until a few years later, when I had started driving and I carried on the tradition. We used to do that a lot. By that time, my buddy Carl, he had a 67 Chevelle. I had the Monte Carlo. For a little while, I had a 76 Nova. That was a pretty stout little car. Dave used to have, he had a GTO and he had a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, we would cruise. This gentleman, Sean, before I got my license, he had a 64 Impala. It was a burgundy one, Krager's, hood scoop on it, and he would be, we'd see him in the passing. And the funny thing is when I was doing it with my mom, cruising, nobody would ever pull over. We would just cruise. Stop at, there's a pizza place in Dover, Rogers Pizza. We would stop there, we'd get dinner. Jonesy is going berserk in the background. Sorry. We would stop and get dinner, and then we'd cruise some more, and then we'd go home. We never really stopped and parked. We started doing that later on when I kind of got into the scene myself without my mom. She'd kind of got away from it as she got older. But anyways, by that time, I was able to stop and talk to this guy, and I'm still friends with Sean today. But his Impala was very influential on my love for hot rods, street machines, muscle cars. There's my uncle's race car, his Chevelle wagon, stock eliminator car. That's very influential. Sean's Impala, very influential. There's a couple of other cars from that time. There was a guy, I think his name was, I'm not going to use any last names. I know his first name was Dave, but he had a 67 Motion Chevelle, which was pretty stout. That was very influential. There was another guy, Chris, Never actually got to meet Chris. Heard about him in passing, but he had a yellow 70 Nova L88 scoop. He had blue and silver lightning bolts on the side. It was a cool car. Anyway, that was very influential in my love for this stuff growing up. So a few years ago, I had the opportunity to build a model of Sean's car, and I took full advantage of that. And I did it to the best of my ability then. And it looks basically spot on. Basically spot on. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put a picture of Sean's car at the end of this video, if I can find one. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of his car somewhere. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, so this is the AMT 64 Chevelle. This is painted with, so this is Duplicolor. You go to Napa and buy the Duplicolor spray cans. The color is basically spot on. I didn't clear coat it because I didn't know any better at the time. You coming up? Come on. What's up, dude? He had, I nailed some of the, what do you want to say? Some of the details. So we had the snorkel hood scoop, the Kragers. On the inside, he had a Hurst twin stick shifter, so it had its own shifter for reverse. What are you doing? He had a small block Chevy in it. Dude, holy cow! He almost just knocked that on the floor. Jeez, I bet you everybody had a heart attack, just like I just did. Small block Chevy, velocity stack. Headers, the twin stick shifter in the inside. It was painted he had the mismatched front grille, so he had black headlight surrounds with a chrome grille. I could do this a lot better today, boy, but there it is. And I toyed with the idea, I might actually do this again. I don't have this kit anymore, so I'd have to find the kit, but I'll do this again and send it to Sean. I think that would be pretty cool to do. I could keep this crappy one, and I could send Sean the nice one. But anyway, there it is. And again, my heart just stopped when Jonesy tried to knock this out of my hand, so that's new. And we're going to put a picture at the end of the video of Sean's actual car, so you can see what it looks like, or what it looked like in person. As always, thank you for... Oh, wait. I wanted to mention something. Christmas cards. So, good grief. Got some Christmas cards. J. Hart. Justin at J. Hart sent me a Christmas card. That's very nice. Thank you for the kind words, sir. This will get hung out next to the Christmas tree. Greatly appreciate that. Also, that D&D stamp, pretty killer. Look at this maniac in the background. Old Tom. Tom White. Tom and Susan. Thank you very much for sending that, Tom. That's a cool Christmas card right there. Don't tell me that's not the coolest Christmas card you've ever seen. That's pretty neat. That is going to get saved and put up here somewhere in the room year-round. That's cool. But thank you, Tom. I appreciate it very much. So that's that. As always, go check out my buddy Frank Steffens, Frank's Model Works. If you haven't checked out his channel, give it a like, give it a sub, drop some comments. He is going to get on that model show. Get out of there. He's talking back, too. All right, guys, I got to go save my models. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.